How would you feel if you work 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, and still not be able to pay your bills? Well, let me introduce you to Jose, a dramatic case that started wrong since the very beginning.
That came from one of the most broken family structures that anyone has ever come from.
With no one but himself to rely on, he had to survive, making countless mistakes along the way. And today, you are underwater on a monthly basis. You can't duplicate yourself. You're already maxed out. If you don't take action, you are done. You are done. My name is Romain, and for the past 10 years, I've been on a quest to tackle America's toughest personal finance situations. Leveraging my Ivy League master degree and personal experience, I've found solutions for what seems impossible. In 1 year, you can completely be in a different spot. Are we ready to take action?
Yes.
Will this be the one I cannot solve? Let's see what happens. Jose, let's look at your profile. You're 28 years old, you're originally from Pittsburgh, you currently live in Las Vegas, and you work as a full-time Lyft driver. Is that right?
That is correct.
Awesome. Looking at the way you've rated your personal finances, from chilling to payday, Jose, you rated yourself as yikes. My friend, what's going on?
I'm here today because I'm in a lot of financial debt and I'm seeking guidance to get a hold of this debt. It's consuming me currently and I want to tackle it. That came from one of the most broken family structures that anyone has ever come from.
Wow, okay, that's a pretty bold statement. What do you mean by that?
Well, I was raised by a single parent. I was born by a young 16-year-old mother with no father. My father's not in the picture because he's deceased. And the father that I once knew, we got a blood test at 7 years old, and he removed himself from my life since then.
So you were born of a father that you thought was your real father.
Yes.
He was here for you.
Yes.
And at 7 years old, you get a blood test.
Correct.
It's not the real father.
No.
And what happens?
He removes himself from my life completely, and we still lived in the same neighborhood. So I would see him, and he would pass me as if he didn't even know me. Yes.
Okay. How did you feel at the time?
Broken, because that was the only father that I knew. At the age of 9, I found myself in a group home.
So that's some form of foster care?
Yes, it's like a boarding home.
So your mother pretty much drops you there?
Yes. So it hurt me the most that I was the only child that was there in my household.
You land in that foster care environment and you've learned to kind of stand up on your own, in and out of different houses.
I ended up back home with my mother for quite some time. And by the age 13, I was in my next foster home.
And then at that point, your mother kind of let you go?
Yes.
From the age 13 to the age 19?
Yes.
You're living almost in isolation. I mean,
correct.
She's coming to see you sporadically and you don't really understand why. How do you feel at the time?
I feel confused as a young teenager, not having their parent and not knowing where my parent is at. Why is she absent from my life? Am I not good enough?
Because at the time, then, you have absolutely no family.
No.
Your mother's side is absent.
Yes.
Your father is deceased.
Yes.
So what do you do?
From there, I had a neighbor. I wrote her a letter and I said, hey, could you ask your mom, would she be interested in being my foster parent and take the precautions to be my new mom?
And she accepted.
She accepted.
And so that's how, in a way, you found your family.
I found a new family.
But what's the biggest thing about it is that this neighbor was living right in front of your mother.
Yes, directly across the street.
But there was a line of demarcation. Like, your real blood family was living in front of you.
Yes.
But your heart was not there.
Correct.
How did you feel at that time?
Confused at the state that I'm in high school and my parent is not present in my life.
So in a way, you start completely losing contact with your blood family. You become almost family-less.
Yes.
And at 19 years old, you now have to get out of the system and stand up on your own. You venture into different small lines of work, working at Amazon for $17 an hour as a caregiver, for $15 an hour, in and out of jobs, really trying to figure out yourself until an event arises at 23 years old. What happened?
And then at 23, I found myself in Pittsburgh partying with friends. I was leaving a nightclub and I was headed home. And I was at a red light and some people followed me home from the club, and I'm at a red light with no music on, and two gunmen hop out their vehicle and start to release fire at my car.
How many shots?
There were 32 shell casings.
You get hit.
I did get hit only 3 times.
Where did you get hit?
One in my hand right here. I have a bullet still stuck in my left shoulder, and I got hit in my right shoulder.
And you think it's a form of hate crime? What do you think it is?
I still don't know to this day. I can assume that it may be a hate crime. That's the closest thing that I can come to terms with.
So immediately, from that point, you leave Pittsburgh.
Yes.
But you're suffering from something that you can't really explain at that time.
No.
Survivor remorse.
Correct.
What does that mean?
I was battling with a strong sense of depression. I always questioned God. Why did he allow me to live? Why me, God? Why did you allow me to live? And other people have passed away. Just getting shot one time. So it put me in a very deep, dark place that was very difficult to get out of. I would say it took about 3 years to get over that depression. It was very, very dark place. Lots of praying, drinking, crying.
On top of that, as you go through that, you're also working on your childhood trauma.
Correct.
Working through that comprehension that at some point, though, you are able to find peace through, right?
Yes.
And from that point, you decide to finally take it on yourself.
Correct.
And now you're building your trajectory. But over the course of those times, you've made pretty big mistakes that have led you to a very tough financial situations today, crumbled on tens of thousands of dollars of credit card debt, car loans, business loans. And that's not because this guy is lazy. You're working 70 plus hours a week right now.
Yes.
Trying to get back on your feet.
Correct. Far from lazy.
Let's see how that transitions in numbers, looking at your income and your assets. After going through countless unsuccessful education programs and different types of jobs, as I mentioned, Amazon, Dennis, caregiver, substitute teacher, and so on, you found yourself living a couple months ago to try the American dream here in Las Vegas. And the first thing that you get into is left because you see the opportunity to manage your own time.
Yes.
How has it been going since you've started on that venture?
It's been phenomenal.
Let me see your salary. All right, let's look at monthly performance. Ooh, okay. So you started it in end of May. Well, not account for it. In June, 6,885. July, 8,216.
Yes.
August, 5,500. You went down a little bit. But last month, in September, 7,384. How do you make that much on left?
Discipline and dedication. So I work 10 to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
What are the hours that you work in?
I work the evening hours. I typically like to come outside around 7 p.m. whenever the sun's going down. There's less traffic. And I end my day around 5 a.m.
how has been overall your best experience, like your biggest tip, and also your lowest, because you're dealing with Vegas market. This is not,
My biggest tip was actually last month. I had picked up a couple from Floyd Mayweather's strip club, and I was dropping them off, and they had some extra ones that they didn't throw at the strippers. So I got about a $50 cash tip. Yes.
$50. That's awesome. Now, this is the great side.
Yes.
But on the dark side, how has it been going, though? I mean, what's very unique is we actually met on left.
Correct.
I was one of the left. I was going to the airport.
Correct.
And we started discussing with Jose. And look at this. Now we end up a couple of weeks later and you're sitting in front of me. What a crazy event. Hopefully I was not your worst consumer.
No.
But no like drunk experience or any of that?
My Vegas drunk people, they were always pleasant and fun. And I try to let them know, hey, if you got to throw up or anything, please let me know so I can pull over as fast as possible because it's going to be a $350 throw up fee.
Has it happened?
It hasn't happened yet.
No way.
No, it hasn't.
I mean, our friend is bowling into a BMW, so people have a little bit of, maybe grace for it. Not that we discriminate against cars, but you're bowling on it. Let's see actually how that transitions into your total income. Right now, I'm averaging for you about $84,000 per year.
Okay.
But crazy hours, though. When we compare that against the median in the United States between 25 and 34, the median, 50% make more, 50% make less, is at 50,800. So you are, much higher than that. That nets you per month about 5,800 or so. But don't forget that you're going to have tax. You have car expenses and you have running expenses. I like your gas, which is freaking crazy. We'll be speaking about that because our boy drives a BMW, sports model, not the greatest asset when it comes to lift and miles per gallon. But I remember you seeing you cruising like it's chilling, huh? All right, let's see how that transitions to your assets. On your checking account, you're reporting a balance of $1,792. Now, what's nice to see with you, my friend, is that actually last month you brought in $7,700 and you spent $6,967. So overall, you've increased your checking balance month over month by about $700. So you're not spending more than what you're making. Well, that's because in the past you did, and we'll see that in the debt. So that's your checking account, about $1,700. You also have left balance right now on the app at around $249. And finally, a saving account with a balance of $301 that's not pretty much moving. No retirement?
I do have a
You do?
Roth IRA.
How much is in it?
I'm not sure. I didn't check the accounts, but I do have one.
Wait, how much? What do you mean you don't know? More or less.
I haven't checked it in a while.
If you've forgotten your Roth IRA, your 401k, or you need to do a rollover, or you don't know what the heck is going on, I have a company that I've been working with that's called Capitalize, and they're going to search for you rollover for free. For free.
Wow.
I'm going to give you the link.
Okay.
So you can look into that. Okay, I'm not going to make any assumptions. That's bonus money. I'm glad to hear that you have a little bit of a retirement, probably less than 5,000 on it?
I would say at least 5,000. At least.
Damn.
Yes.
And you've never seen that account?
I don't check it.
Okay, well, that's good. You don't want to check. It's invested, right?
It's invested.
Okay. All right. I'm going to put 5,000 then for you. That's good to hear. Now, our friend here is bowling on cars, and you're bowling on, I wish you had a Toyota Prius of the sorts, BMWs. Let's go. What are the models?
I have a 2009 328i.
Okay, how many miles?
About 120,000 miles.
Do you own money on it?
No.
Okay.
I own that car.
Car value, 5,569.
Yes.
Not bad. But you also have another car. That's
Correct.
the lift car. Go for it. What is it?
I have a 2015 BMW 535i M Sport.
M Sports. Yeah, that's important for the miles per gallon, huh?
Yes.
That's amazing. How many miles?
Currently, I'm sitting at 133,000.
Value on that car, 11,873. You and money on this shit. Yay! You're underwater. We'll be speaking about it. My biggest concern is how long are you going to be able to keep this car on left for? Because, I mean, after a certain amount of years, you can no longer put them on.
I'm well aware of that. I'm going to run this baby until the wheels fall off.
It's expensive to run BMWs, huh?
That it is.
What was the thought behind it? Why not a Prius that gives you 45 miles a gallon or any other sort of car that's just not luxury? Because you don't qualify for black car, do you?
No, I don't qualify for black
So
car.
you're just the regular car, but you're spending a crazy amount of money. What was the thought behind it?
The thought behind it was very impulsive. I seen the car. Me and my friend went to the dealership. She purchased the car. I was browsing. I seen it, and I test drove it, and I owned it. Once my hand hit that steering wheel, I knew it was mine.
Yep, well, you're paying for it. We'll be speaking on that interest. Okay. Total assets at 28 years old today, 24,784. It's not just positive assets. It's just total of what you have if you were to sell everything. But you're carrying quite a bit of debt. Let's see about this. Before we dive into that, has your mother been involved in any way in your financial situation?
She has not been involved in my financial situation at all. I had to figure things out on my own.
So you've pretty much always been on your own.
Very much so, very self-sufficient.
All right, let's see how you spend your money. Guys, it gets juicy. Let's go. How much you spend on rent?
$960.
Okay, looking at the rest of your statement, it's about an extra $100 of utilities. That brings your housing expense against your income at 18%. Yes, sir. Golden on that front. Moving on. Cars. Okay, let's see. BMW, the value on it, 11,800. But you own 14,870 at what interest rate?
17. Yikes.
Monthly payment, $399, which actually is not too bad, but it's a car that's 10 years old that has 130,000 miles. How many miles are you putting on this?
Lots of miles. I'm not even sure.
How much, like would you say on average, how much would you put?
30 miles a day, 30 to 40.
No, hold on. How can you put 40 miles if you drive 10 hours? You drive at 4 miles per hour?
Most of my rides are longer rides, so it may be 10 miles to a destination.
But you're at least putting 200 miles on this a day. At least
200? I don't know mileage. I'm assuming so. I guess so.
Well, I mean, I can do some quick math. You know?
Do some quick math because I have the slightest clue.
You're doing $60 of gas per day.
Correct.
Your miles per gallon on it is about 16. Okay? So let's see.
16.
60, $3.8 per gallon here. So about 15 gallons a day. You're driving 246 miles a day.
Okay, 246 miles a day.
Okay? Let's say you drive 300 days per year.
Right.
So you're driving about 74,000 miles per year.
Wow.
The value on this car in 1 year is going to be at 200,000 miles, is going to be $6,000.
And that's the world we live in.
So every month, your car depreciation is about $600. This is a cost that many Lyft drivers, Uber drivers, they don't assume. They just see the top line. So you're making, $8,000, but you have car depreciation, you have car insurance. How much you spend on car insurance?
$817.
how the hell do you, because I saw that amount and I was like, what the is going on, dude? $800? What?
Yes.
Okay, but have you tried to negotiate? Why are you spending so much? Have you been in a crazy accident?
My car was stolen in April.
Okay. I mean, it's not your fault.
Yes, they totaled my car. And I'm getting penalized for it. And the fact that I live in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas is crazy expensive. You want to know a fun story? I was spending $1,000 every 6 months on my car insurance.
Okay.
I received a renewal, $1,900. And I say, how the hell, in a matter of 6 months, is my car insurance increasing by almost twice?
Yes.
And I said, heck no, I'm going to find a way. I called 10 different insurance providers. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, my new car insurance for the same coverage is $967 every 6 months. You have to look for other options.
Okay.
$800. It's crazy.
It is very crazy.
That's why you're not saving a dime.
Yes.
Let's look at your car expenses. Your loan is $399 per month. And you're currently underwater about $3,000 on that BMW.
Which isn't bad.
Isn't bad. Gas, $1,800 per month. Insurance, $817 per month. Total, we are at $3,000.
Wow.
That's 52% of your income. $3,000. All right. Now, let's transition into some of the more fun components.
Yes.
Your credit card debt. Yeah. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 credit cards. I'm going to start with the lowest to the highest.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Capital One, $3,707. 0% interest. Until when? Our friend is getting hit by a 30% interest on Christmas Day. So, what a Christmas gift.
It's my birthday. I'll take it.
Are you born on Christmas?
Correct.
You're born December 25th.
Yep. So that card will be paid off for my birthday.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have another card that's coming through. $5,658. 0%. This one is a little bit later. But still, you're going to get soon hit by 30%. And then we have 2 other cards. One that is a business card at $11,000.
Correct.
And another one is from National Bank. The account is closed at $4,529. My dear friend Jose, why the heck do you have that much credit card debt? What this money spent?
This money was spent on everyday expenses. I left my job in December 2023, and I was unemployed for all the way up until April. So everyday expenses is why I'm in debt.
I mean, everyday expenses, that's a lot of expenses, huh?
I know.
Right now, without even realizing, while you're putting the grind work, you're putting the sweat, when you could be leveraging optimization strategy to fluctuate your time in better ways, but you're spending it on luxury cars that I know you enjoy driving, that are very expensive, very high on maintenance, and you're carrying debt that is right now not expensive because for the most part you're on 0% of those, but the clock is about to tick. You have student loans. I saw federal, $29,750, scores that you didn't really finish. And you also have your braces, $4,000. You're making monthly payment on it of about $200. So your total debt actually is $73,325. My friend, at 28 years old, that brings your current net worth at minus $48,541.
Womp, womp, womp.
Let's see how you spend your money for being minus $50,000 worth. What's nice is for the most part, You have two expenses: gas and fast food.
Correct.
Every day.
Every day.
Chick-fil-A's,
Yes.
Denny's, Chipotle.
Chipotle, yes.
I mean, you're on the road, you're cranking. Papa John's. Why don't you take the $1.50 hot dog at Costco? I love that.
No, thank you.
Why don't you prepare your food of some sort? Like, your goal is to thrive.
Correct.
On a daily basis, my friend. Here, look at this. On the 16th, you spend $7 at Chick-fil-A, $17 at Via Restaurant, $21 at Via Restaurant, $9.86. This is about 2.5, 3 hours of work, having to speak to drunk freaking Vegas people. Is your time of 3 hours behind the wheel worth the Chick-fil-A sandwich that you can do at home?
It is worth every bite. That it is.
Oh, gosh, how am I going to help you if it's not logical? Gosh, protect your time. Protect your time. It's your biggest assets. I bet that you invest your time into ways that you're going to grow, into ways that you can increase what you're soon into your 30s. Are you gonna be at 50 years old behind the drive for 10 hours a day because you want your Chick-fil-A sandwich and shit? Let's be strategic with our time. It's our biggest assets.
I agree. It is.
Do your groceries, get the freaking Costco card. Do your guess at Costco in the morning before you drive. Boom. That's at least $20, maybe $15 a day saved. That's $350 a month.
Okay.
I'm going to give you bites and pieces left and right as to how can you optimize your life. Your life is not optimized. You're cranking, but you're not getting the full juice. You're getting a small extract.
Okie dokie.
Wingstop, 19. I mean, yeah, pretty much every day, right? Every day.
Every day.
I mean, it's what keeps you alive, right? You don't really spend that much money out. Looking at some of your recent statements about $60, $70.
Yeah, I don't spend that much on entertainment.
Why?
Because I can entertain myself.
How do you feel today from 0 to 10?
Happiness-wise, I feel amazing. I feel about 20. I do.
How? Okay, walk me through that. What do you mean by that?
I feel about 20. I have a very great support system currently. I have a very great group of friends that surround me daily.
How do you feel about the concept of money?
The concept of money?
You know, you don't really seem like impacted at all in any way. It just doesn't seem to take like a lot of presidency to you.
It does. It really does. But I still like to maintain a positive outlook on my life outside of money. You asked about happiness, so I answered the happiness aspect. But financially, I still feel like I'm at yikes.
Good answer. All right. What's nice to see, though, is that for the most part, you pay your minimum payments on your cards. So your credit score is more or less protected. You're at 593. It's not bad. It's not great. You're suffering from pretty high interest rate on some of your debt. But other than that, you don't have a pet. You have health insurance. Thanks God. You got it yesterday. Oh.
Thank the Lord.
And you don't have to carry for anyone else right now.
No, absolutely not.
You have full freedom.
Very much so. Single and ready to mingle.
Let's go! Okay, all right. Other than that, you know, it's pretty much the typical, it's the typical kind of like driver. You don't have time to spend on anything else.
No.
But working and fast food.
Working and fast food, that's what I run off. And working out.
You go to the gym and everything?
I do have a Planet Fitness membership, and I do work out at home as well.
That's the only way for you to get in shape, because 10 hours sitting on that lovely cushion of the BMW, at least you have good support. Expensive support. All right. Now that we know a little bit more about your finance situation, guys, let's look at optimization. This one is going to be juicy. First, let's dive into the money case. I'm going to be showing you something that you have absolutely no idea of, that you're going to be astonished. I'm about to show you how can you save yourself over $2,000 per month by optimizing your life. And I have 6 recommendations as to your Lyft business. I'm going to tell you about where you fuel yourself. You fuel yourself at expensive spots. Instead, you could very well go to somewhere like Costco, and my estimation is that you will be saving between $300 and $350 a month.
Wow.
That's the membership. Get that stupid membership.
I'm going to get it.
It's massive for you. $300 for you to drive an extra 5 minutes in the morning. Let's move on. Number 2, insurance. Estimation savings. An extra $250 a month. That is you calling every single insurance that you can find, because paying almost $1,000 per month on insurance is crazy.
Mucho loco.
We are 2. Let's move on. Number 3, maintenance. Estimated savings, $100. What is that? My friend, you're driving one of the most expensive car maintenance that exists on the market. And yes, you have that coffee caution and so on, but it's running you crazy. Right now, the car is at the pivot of 130,000 miles. Imagine what it's going to be in the next couple of months. Usage, engines, all of that shit. It's a performance engine. It's not meant to go around and deliver people from Whole Foods to the strip club. No, but come on. All right, let's keep going. Almost $1,000. What is that? That is the inefficiency of the car that you're using. If you were to take something different, like a hybrid car, your miles per gallon would at least double. You're spending $1,800 per month on gas. Okay? Let's do another one. Car purchase. Right now, of pure interest, you're spending per month $210. Out of the $400 on that car, 50%, actually more than 50, is spent on interest, bank fees, shit, to own a car that now, on top of that, has a depreciation value of $6,000 per year. That's an extra $400 per month. Together, just purely speaking, at nothing crazy, strategically, the estimated saving that you can have by implementing the strategy that I'm about to tell you is about $2,230 per month.
Really?
Are you ready to know how?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Today, you're bringing the big bucks, but saving-wise, it's about, a couple $100 here and there if you're not going on vacations, which you're about to in a wedding tomorrow. So that savings is wiped out. So what would I do? Well, first, I will always organize my expenses in 3 categories. Your needs today is $4,862. That's 83% of your income. Gosh, that's awful. Fun. I want for you to continue engaging in social activities. Right now, you're in one of the best age of your human existence. And you're spending it behind a fucking wheel.
Correct.
And not just like 3 to 4 hours a day or 3 to 4 days a week. Every single day, you wake up to put yourself on the seat and drive. How enjoyable is it? Yeah, it can be fun. How sustainable is it? It's none. You're continuing to stack up on debt and so on. It needs to be completely changed. I'm still allowing you $200 per month to enjoy life, because with the strategy that we're going to be implementing, you're going to have a little bit more time for you.
Okay.
How about, potentially having a partner, engaging in social activities that, in a way, I think that you're kind of living in your own bubble, right? You have a couple of friends, but all your life, you've had to shield yourself because you didn't have anybody to trust, no family links, nothing.
Correct.
And so you've recreated, without realizing, your own bubble.
Yes, sir.
But that life is not really sustainable.
Correct.
Especially as we think about your debt that is about to come with interests that are going to be over how much you're making. So even if I'm telling it to you like this, it's going to hurt. If you continue with the strategy that you're implementing right now, despite working 70 hours a week, by the time Christmas hits, you will be underwater on a monthly basis. You're going to lose money every month, despite working 70 hours a week. So what do we do? Step by step. Let's do it. Number one, as quick as tonight, you're going to call freaking every insurance that exists that applies to Nevada, and you're going to get quotes. And my friend, I can almost sign to paper and guarantee you that you're going to at least save $200 on that front. So take care of that crazy expense. $800 is a fucking nightmare. Number two, right now, your gold categories. This is money right now, in your current situation. If you were to stick to everything, to save, invest, or pay back debt is about $750. But it's not enough. Because with that current situation, it will take you, about 5 years to pay your debt. And I'm being kind because I'm not even assuming for the interest that you would have to pay. So realistically, you're not going to pay your debt. As I mentioned, you would be underwater. It's not enough. So you're going to have to do the unthinkable. You're going to have to sell your first BMW. Follow along with me. Here, it's where the funny aspect of finances and strategy merge.
Okay.
Because my goal is for you to get more coming back home, drive maybe less, and still enjoy life that is optimized.
Yes.
Because right now, something that I've forgotten. What's going to happen in April, my friend, when you're going to have a $10,000 to $12,000 tax bill that's going to show up at your door? So you are right here, and it's about to fall. Despite working 70 hours, you're going to sell that BMW. You're going to get about $5,500 from it for the next 2 months to 3 months. You're cranking behind the wheel like no tomorrow. And in 2 to 3 months, you sell the Lyft BMW.
No. Romain.
My friend, what do you want to do in life? What do you want to do in life? If you don't take action by December, you are underwater on a monthly basis. What do you gonna do? You can't duplicate yourself. You can't work 15 hours a day. You're already maxed out. If you don't take action, you are done. You are done. Or you file for bankruptcy. Do you want to file for bankruptcy already? No, you can get yourself out. My estimations, if you play to perfection, is in a year and a half, you're debt-free.
Okay.
So follow. You sell that stupid BMW that has a crazy depreciation, crazy maintenance cost, crazy miles. I know you don't want to hear that. You're going to bite yourself the $3,000 bullet because you're going to be underwater on that car. That's just the way it is. That's okay. What you're going to have is, over the course of the next couple months, you take the belt so that by the time Christmas hits or so, you have about $10,000 saved. Mathematically, you can do it. You buy yourself an $8,000 car. Cash. Something, you're going to hate it, like a Mitsubishi Mirage. 40 miles per gallon. It's small, it's shit, it sucks. You can do it. You're going to drive that car for 6 months and then you upgrade. So I'm being temporary with you because I know that you're not going to last if I tell you this. What?
Can I do a Toyota Corolla?
You're not going to have the funds at $8,000.
Okay.
If you can pull it off, Pull it off. Then you no longer have to upgrade after 6 months.
Okay.
You have $8,000 to buy yourself the most economical, low maintenance, best car. No one is running left on a BMW. There is a reason. No one. Because you're losing your money. Like no tomorrow. So you're going to have the cash. You're going to buy that car. That's going to pump your savings by months to $2,000 to $3,000. Payback period, 1 year, 8 months on your debt. In about 1 year and a half, 1 year and 8 months, if you play the game right and you continue to crank, you're debt free. You have a car fully paid off. And now, my friend, the first moment when you enter that door is, Romain, how can I contribute towards your retirement?
Correct.
That's when you start.
Okay.
You would have the right assets in place to build yourself towards it. If you don't take action, you are going to be without money in 5 months, despite working 70 hours a week. Because you're going to be underwater on all your debt, maxed out on your credit cards because you're at 97% utilization. In 5 months, you have no money working 70 hours a week. So, I'm going to ask you the following questions. Are you going to sell that original BMW for about $5,500?
Yes, I'm going to sell it for $6,500.
All right. The more, the better. Number 2. Right now, you need to crank like crazy. Are you going to sell that left BMW before the end of this year?
Yes, I'm going to sell it.
You going to do it?
I'm going to do it.
You shake my hand? No, seriously. Are you going to do it?
I'm going to do it.
Okay. I'm not messing up with you because I'm going to follow up with you, man. Your life is so optimized in other ways. Your rent is nice. You don't splurge on hobbies. You don't go out. You literally don't do anything. If I see you take action, you have my back. We can speak about retirement, diversification of assets, side hustle, everything. You start building your life. Stop closing yourself into that bubble that you've had to build because of the person that you've become in your childhood. And I'm actually absolutely astonished by the resilience and the mental resilience that you have. Honestly, you know, your story is one that I don't envy anyone. You've started a business. You're cranking and you're a hard worker, but you're not earning the fruits. So strategize on it so that you can have a life that you can actually live. Any questions or comments?
No, you pretty much summed it up for me. I don't really have any questions or comments currently.
How do you feel?
This is a lot that you placed upon me.
But do you feel hopeful though?
I always have faith. I always know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. That's why I'm cranking so much. That's why I didn't give up.
A year and a half and you're a new man.
I'm ready to be that new man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Thank you so much, guys, for following along this journey. Thank you, Jose, for walking us through your stories. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Until then, I see you next time. À bientôt.